Well, hello, Skip. It's kind of a nice autumn day here in Minnesota, and of course, I'm waiting or worrying about the season that comes after autumn, and that's winter. And I have here my Toro CCR 3650 6.5 horse snowblower, single stage, and it's a two-cycle. So I need to get. I've got a little bit of gas left from last season. The oil has a gas preservative in there, and I'm going to probably just end up using it up. I'll have to fill that or get that replaced. The one thing is I'm not sure when was the last time I checked or changed spark plugs on it, so I thought I'd go through kind of a quick tutorial on how that is done. Essentially you have the engine access panel here. There's two bolts here and here that you can remove. First thing you need to do is take the key out. The pull of the rope that you used to start it, just kind of like give it some slack. Everything else should be okay. So once you remove this panel, then you can get access to the spark plug, and we'll go ahead and take that out and see what it looks like. And I guess grab a serial number off of it, or model number, so I can go ahead and get a new one if I need to. Okay, so we got the bolts removed. We'll go ahead and pull the panel back. Just let it hang there. And on this side of the engine, there's the access port, and there is the spark plug wire. So we're going to go ahead and give that a tug. There, that comes off. I'll go ahead and grab my spark plug socket and take that out, see what we have. Okay, I had to find my correct spark plug wrench, and we'll go ahead and take that out. Oops. I live in a suburb of the Twin Cities, and being we're in Minnesota, we do get a fair amount of snow. Obviously, it's important to make sure we have a functional snowblower. And here's the spark plug here. Yeah, it's fairly soot covered. I mean, it looks the gap's pretty decent on it. With these two-cycle engines, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's been in here for several seasons, and it's like I don't even remember the last time I replaced it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get a new one and put that back in there. But it's pretty easy to do, very easy to remove and replace. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get a new spark plug. At least that way I'm guaranteed to make sure that this thing's running when I really need it. And obviously it's best to make sure it's running while winter isn't here yet, just in case you need to take it into the shop, or you're not freezing your hands off or getting frostbite when it's super cold outside. Right now it's probably close to 60 degrees and we're in mid-October, so enjoying some nice balmy weather for this season. So, old spark plug, and let's went to the hardware store real quick. New spark plug. So these are, they came with the Champion, so I'm just kind of staying with that brand. It's a CJ8Y small engine spark plug. So there it is, all brand new, shiny, ready to go. So go ahead and take it out of the packaging. I've had the snowblower for, I think I'm coming up on its 12th season. And for what I use it for, it works pretty well. Some of the neighbors have two-stage snow blowers. I think if I lived in a rural area or had more sidewalk, I would definitely get a two-stage. We just have a driveway, no sidewalks where we're at, and this does a pretty decent job of keeping the driveway clear. If we have a deep snow that's heavy and wet, and we've got the plow ridge, it doesn't work so well on that. So I usually recruit one of my neighbors to help with that. But so far, like I said, I've had it for 12 years, and it's been pretty dang reliable. It's kind of funny. The Toro company itself is based in Bloomington, Minnesota, so it's just down the road for me. And like I said, I've had decent luck with this. So let's see if I can get this started. Well, I think I can just reach in there with my hand. It's kind of a small access point, but it's always best to hand thread these things before you start tightening them down. And of course, I'm videoing and doing this at the same time. Well, hold on a sec. Alright, I've got it started. So, some people will put anti-seize on there. On my small engines, I suppose I probably should, but usually I don't. On my cars, I typically do. Like I said, I don't even remember. This has probably been a few years since I've changed it, and it came out just fine, so. So just a quarter turn. It's on there. The next thing we'll do is put the access plate or panel back on, and then we'll fire her up and see how it runs. Okay. Panel's back on. Let's go ahead and give her a start. So we have the key here. Turn it on. Pull the choke out. Get the primer bulb here, so give her a couple of shots of prime. Pull the rope. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I have it on camera. It doesn't want to start. Let's see here. Well, I know I filled it, or put some gas in it a little bit ago. And it's in there. You see it sloshing around. Oh no. Okay. I'm not too proud to admit I did something wrong here. This could be a teachable moment for everybody. If you're watching this closely, what did I forget to do? Put the plug or the wire back on the spark plug. So let's do that. And basically, I'm sure that will fix this. So hold on. As you can see, there, that's on there now. So be sure to always remember to put your coil or the plug wire back on, or else it's not going to run. We'll call this a teachable moment. If you ever okay, since I primed it several times, I won't do that again. We'll leave the choke out, turn it to on, and see what happens. we go. Let's try it one more time. Sort of a chokeless warm start. And there you have it. There's no air filter on this to speak of, so I mean, as far as other servicing, I'd have to consult the Toro manual, but pretty much I think it's changed plugs. It seems to run fine otherwise, so I'm not going to really get in there and mess with anything else like the carb or anything, but like I said, I will probably end up checking the Toro manual, see if there's any other, probably lubrication of certain linkages and things like that is recommended, and I can do that at a later time. But right now, just want to make sure I have a running snowblower, and obviously a day like today, I got my two buddies out here with me, and have a nice autumn day here in Minnesota. It's a great time to work on a snowblower, so next month when I really need it, I know it's going to start and go. I guess just the other thing that the snowblower is 2-cycle, as I said before, it's a 50-to-1 gas mix, so I will need to buy some oil for that and put that in my, I've got a 2-gallon gas container that will mix that up just fine, so I need to do that and hopefully get some decent use out of it this year. The other thing I need to do is get this one, my Cub Cadet, put away for the season. We might have a couple more times to use it this year. It's been a relatively warm and mild fall, but eventually that's going to have to be put away, and we'll start our next season with this. So that's all I have. If you have any questions or any suggestions, remember to put the coil plug back on, let me know. Have a good evening.